everyone, my name is Eva. I'm with Riverside Public Library, and today I'm going to show you some art techniques to distress. The first technique I'm going to show you is how to doodle within a shape. This is what the end result is going to look like. Now we're going to go ahead and start, and let me show you how to do this. First craft, all you need is a piece of paper and a writing instrument. I'm going to use a pen. You can use any kind of blank paper. You don't want to use lined paper for this because it's going to get in the way of your doodles and your shapes. I'm going to use a pen. Like I said, you can use a pencil, marker, anything that you feel comfortable with or you see around the house. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trace our hand. Okay, so now my hand is traced and now it's time to divide it into different areas so I can have space to doodle in. I'm going to go ahead and start right here on the bottom and trace up until my wrist. Okay, now I'm going to start right here just so I can have more areas divided because right now it's just too much space. And I want to be able to add more variety to my drawing. Okay, so we're going to add one here and here. And right now this is the space that I have to work with and I feel like that's still too much open space. So I'm going to continue to section off into more areas, and you can choose to use any kind of doodle or a way to divide. As you can see here, I have lines, I have triangles, I have squiggles. It's still just too much space, so I'm going to cut this up even more. And you can see right here I messed up a little bit, but that's perfectly fine. Remember that don't get stressed out. This is to relieve stress, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You can play around with it in different ways. Okay, so I have it right here, but I still feel like it's too open. So what I'm going to do is add a few little dots here, and here, and here, just so I can have some definition and just some more shapes in there. Let's see, it's still a pretty big open space, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little diamond right here. There. Okay, so now it's time to fill in our spaces. So I'm going to do some triangles here and here and just finish filling this in. And like I said, you can use any kind of shapes, lines, ways to divide this in any areas that you want. I'm using doodle. So this is what it would look like. Again, yours is probably going to look different than mine because you're going to choose different designs or to doodle or to do solid colors. So let me go ahead and show you a few of the final designs that I did using different type of mediums. This was the finished product the first time that I did it, and I used just a construction paper and a plain black marker that you can find at any dollar store. I went ahead and I broke it up right here into different sections, as you can see, and I decided to use doodles for this one instead of using full solid colors. I have a blank canvas that I was able to find also at a dollar store, and I used permanent marker for my inking. And then I wanted to do just solid colors, but then I felt like this one was too light, or this white space right here I didn't like, so I decided to add dots and add a little bit of doodles into it. But I did decide also to leave some blank white spaces just so I felt that it wouldn't be too much color, and I felt like it came out pretty well in a nice little balance. Bringing it up a level, then you can go ahead and add shapes. So I decided to do both of my hands here. So I had this and I had them overlapping. And then I decided to add some circles, and I used just a basic jar, and these smaller circles were actually made with coins. So you can use quarters or nickels or anything that you have around the house. You wanted to use a square box, you can do that. You can go ahead and use any other shape that you'd like. And then right here you have different mediums as well. So you have crayon and color pencil, regular black pen, colored pen, pencil right here, just to show you can use anything that you'd like around the house, if that you don't have to go and buy anything special. So for this one I used hearts, and then I doodled within the hearts. So this is a great way to de-stress because you can use your imagination and play with it any way that you want. It's called 3D art. Like, I'm going to use my hand. I don't know if you can see it from up there, if it pops up really well or not, but I'm going to show you how to do your hand. And then this is what it looks like if we used a different shape. I don't know if you can tell, but I went ahead and did a diamond. So with this is the same thing as with the other hand art. You can choose any shape. You can do a heart in the middle and trace, or you can do your hand like we did here. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that. I'm going to get a ruler. We're going to use that as well. Okay, so first I'm going to put my hand. I'll make this be here centered, and we're just going to do the wrist. As you'd like them. I'm going to choose to use my ruler to give me a kind of idea of where to mark off, and I'm going to go ahead and use centimeters. So for the picture that I just showed you, I used 1/2 centimeter. So right here, the line over my wrist, and then you're going to draw that across the board this way, and then right here to the other edge. And what you're seeing here is that you want the space within your hand to be free. You don't want to mark that up. That's a hollow space that we're going to leave. Do is we're going to connect our line in an arch. So I'm going to go from this point right here and arch it here and do the same thing here. So this is why I decided to use the 1/2 centimeter, the centimeter instead of the 1/2 centimeter, because I felt that using the 1/2 centimeter was too short. That was a little too straight. The plus side of using also a pencil to this instead of a pen is that, for example, that line that I felt was a little too straight, and then this line right here, now that I'm looking at it, looks a little too straight. We can go ahead and erase it and then bring our arch back in. Like 1/2 and 1/2. And remember, it's a pencil, so I can go back and erase. It's giving me a better arch. Over these lines right here, over with a pen, and then that's going to give us a beautiful 3D effect. Starting to pop already, and then you can just go over it with a marker or a pen to make the lines even darker and make it pop even more, or you can leave it as is. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us today on this little art project. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll go ahead and show you the last design one more time. So this right here is our final design. I added color. I felt that made it pop more. You can leave it completely blank like we did before, or do it the other way. In the earlier piece, we did our little hand art with doodles in different shapes. And then this is what it ended up looking like at the finished design. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.